According to the latest information, France will provide 40 patrol boats and logistical support to the Philippine Coast Guard after approving a $438 million aid project to boost Manila's maritime security capabilities across the country's waters. Things are getting clearer as the Philippine Coast Guard is set to reach its 40-unit patrol boat requirement, pointing to the French 30 to 35-meter patrol boat design. Key features: the 40 fast response crafts will primarily be used to patrol the territorial waters and the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. The fast response crafts will be slightly longer than the 24-meter Boracay-class patrol boats also built and constructed by Ocea based on the Ocea FPB-72 design. France will provide logistical support and equipment to 6 Philippine Coast Guard bases. 20 30 to 35-meter fast response crafts will be built in France while another 20 30 35-meter fast response crafts will be built in the Philippines. The project to acquire 40 fast response vessels funded by French Official Development Assistance, approved during Tuesday's National Economic and Development Authority board meeting, will effectively double the Philippine Coast Guard's fleet. Measuring 30 to 35 meters in length, the French-built vessels will resemble the agency's 44-meter Parola-class multi-role response vessels from Japan. According to the project description, the first 20 fast response vessels will be built in France and the remaining 20 in the Philippines. France will also provide logistical support for the vessels and equipment for 6 bases. This project is in line with the government's goal of enhancing maritime security by enhancing the capabilities of agencies like the Philippine Coast Guard. The new FPCs will help prevent smuggling and illegal activities while ensuring the enforcement of maritime sovereignty in critical sea areas, said National Economic and Development Authority Board Secretary Arsenio Balisican. The small fast crafts help augment the 44-meter Parola-class multi-role response vessels, or MRRVs, as these vessels will likely be deployed in areas of need, such as the West Philippine Sea. Ocea Shipbuilding and Industries is expected to win the acquisition project because of its ties to the Philippine Coast Guard and pledges to invest in the country's shipbuilding industry. The company previously delivered the BRP Gabriela Salang, OPV 8311, the world's largest aluminum-hulled offshore patrol vessel, to the Philippine Coast Guard in 2019 under a similar assistance program. In 2022, Ocea reiterated its commitment to establish a shipyard and subsidiary in the Philippines that will be capable of building patrol vessels ranging from 15 to 120 meters in length. With a fleet of 13 maritime patrol vessels, the Philippine Coast Guard has been overwhelmed in its efforts to cover the 7,641 islands that make up the country's archipelago and its surrounding areas. The West Philippine Sea, Manila's name for the portion of the South China Sea that encompasses its exclusive economic zone, has drained the agency's resources through encounters with Chinese maritime forces. These incidents, which revolve around contested maritime features claimed by both countries, have strained the smaller Philippine fleet. For context, the Philippine Coast Guard has another agreement with Japan for the purchase of five additional Teresa Magbanua-class multi-role response vessels, where the 97-meter vessels further help strengthen the country's presence and extended deployment protecting the Philippine coastline, in conjunction with the Philippine Navy and Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. The Philippine Coast Guard is expected to receive 5 additional large patrol vessels from Japan, new multi-role response vessels. The MRVs have a maximum speed of 24 knots and an endurance of 4,000 nautical miles. The acquisition of these new vessels is a breakthrough in the government's efforts to modernize and enhance maritime safety and border protection. Japan has given the Philippine Navy the opportunity to expand its fleet, especially in the West Philippine Sea. In addition, with the French Official Construction Assistance Project consisting of 40 patrol vessels is the latest in a list of commitments by Manila's new and old partners to strengthen the Philippine Coast Guard fleet amidst these incidents. Japan, which has provided 12 patrol vessels to the agency, will deliver 5 97-meter patrol vessels to the Philippines between 2027 and 2028. Meanwhile, the US examined the transfer of 4 Coast Guard vessels through surplus defense goods last summer. France has emerged as one of Manila's most important European partners in recent years. The two countries signed a treaty that aimed to deepen their defense and security ties last December and have stepped up their military-to-military exchanges. French naval forces participated in Balikatan for the first time this year, joining US and Philippine warships in the South China Sea.